Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. ขอกัดครูบาอาจารย์ Okay, so very good evening. Today is this Maga Pūjā. Āsāḻha Pūjā. Āsāḻha Pūjā is the day where the Buddha turned the wheel of the Dhamma. Right? So some people will be thinking, what's this Pali name about? So Āsāḻha is actually a name of a month. A name of a month in the Indian calendar. But in the Buddhist context, we know we have the triple gem. So Buddhists, we take refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So the holy day for the Buddha is called Vesak Day. Everybody knows. Then we have the Dhamma Day, which is today, Āsāḻha Pūjā, Dhamma Day. And we have the Sangha Day. Sangha Day is the Maga Pūjā. So Maga Pūjā is already over in February or March. So Āsāḻha Pūjā marks the day where the Buddha successfully gave his first sermon. Before that, the Buddha also gave some sermons, but some people may not understand what the Buddha was teaching. For example, if you were to go to the dining area, you see one like giant snake, covering the Buddha. So this Naga king, after sheltering the Buddha said something to the Naga, but the Naga maybe didn't realize anything. So the Buddha gave some sermons, but the successful one was the first 5 ascetics. So these first 5 ascetics were his companions. Before the Buddha was enlightened, he was striving and practicing this asceticism, extreme asceticism. He was fasting and about to die, so for 6 years. Then eventually he found out he cannot find the truth. He's about to die already, still cannot find the truth. So he started to makan, take some food. And his 5 companions saw him eating and bathing. And they abandoned the Buddha. So they left. So he was all alone. But after he got enlightened, he went back to them. He went back to these first 5 ascetics, the 5 companions. So when he first approached these 5 ascetics, when he got nearer, these 5 ascetics was talking to themselves. Hey, this Prince Gautama coming already. Ignore him. Don't care. Heck care. Bochap. Don't care. Do not prepare a seat for him. Do not welcome. Do not say hi to him. But as he walked nearer and nearer, something feel different. Something feel different about him. So these 5 ascetics suddenly start to stand up, start to prepare the seat, and greet him and welcome him, ask him to sit down. And the Buddha start to convince them that he found the truth. That he found this way that is not the ascetic extremes, not the ascetic extreme practice. So earlier on we chanted this Dhamma Cakkappavattana Sutta. So the Buddha said he avoided 2 extremes. So one extreme is the sensual pleasure. That was when he was living in a palace, enjoying the music and the dance. So that is extreme hedonism. So that is one extreme. So that one cannot lead you to true inner happiness. The other extreme is this extreme asceticism, where he did the fasting and about to die. So that one also cannot lead you to the truth. So the Buddha said he found the middle way, or he discovered this middle way. So some people think middle way means half lah. 50% you enjoy, then 50% you torture yourself. So no, Middle way is avoiding both extremes. Avoiding both extremes. So among the spectrum of this thing, it's not about how you restrict yourself. It's more on how wholesome you develop your mind, how wholesome you can be. So one example would be this Venerable Devadatta. He practiced some kind of extreme ascetic practices. He even proposed some extreme ascetic practices to the Buddha. He said, please implement certain ascetic practice. But then he has evil intentions, so he didn't get enlightened. In fact, he even went to hell. Right? So what is this middle way? The Buddha mentioned the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path. You need to do 8 things. 8 things. So first one is called right understanding. Why do you come to temple for what? Why do you want to do chanting for what? Or why do you want to meditate for what? What's the reason? If your intention is, okay, I want to practice so that I can predict 4D numbers in future, then that is not the way. Huh? I want to practice so I can perform some magic stunts. Then you learn from David Copperfield. I don't have to come here. Right? So the idea, the right understanding is the 4 noble truths. You need to understand why we suffer. No, there is suffering, we acknowledge. There must be, there is dissatisfaction in life. And why do we suffer? It's because we have this wrong kind of craving, greed and anger. So not all desire is bad. Huh? So the Pali word for the negative craving is called tanha. The positive craving is called chanda, like you aspire to be a better person. No? So that is a good kind of craving, so nothing wrong. So the unwholesome kind of craving is the one that make us suffer. No, cannot fulfill our expectation, cannot get the new iPhone model, cannot get this, cannot get that, right? So you feel lots of this suffering, right? So, but the Buddha is not pessimistic. Not everything is suffering and suffering, then the Buddha walk away, don't give any solution. So the Buddha gave solution. He said this suffering can be overcome. That's the 3rd noble truth. You can cease suffering by ceasing craving. You reduce or overcome this unwholesome craving. So that's the solution. But what is the method? What is the method? So the method is the 4th noble truth, which is the Noble Eightfold Path. So I've covered right understanding already. So the second path, right? Second noble path is the right thoughts. What kind of thoughts you have in your mind? What kind of thoughts you have in your mind? So we talk about craving, or the unwholesome craving. Mainly they are greed, anger, and maybe you can call delusion. So these are the 3 kinds of craving. So we chanted Kama Tanha, Bhava Tanha, Vibhava Tanha. 3 kinds of craving. Kama Tanha means craving for sensuality. Anything nice you see or hear or smell, think, taste or touch. Like you watch, nice movie or nice music, right? Then you want some more. This is called sensual craving. Craving for sensual pleasure. Nice food you like, then you have sensual craving. Then the next one, Vibhava Tanha. Craving for annihilation. You want to destroy, you want to get rid. So that's basically anger. Then the 3rd one, Bhava Tanha. Craving for eternalism. Craving for eternalism. For example, let's say if you're not meditating in this like normal state of mind, if you are not reflecting, it's a natural tendency to think, I want to be young forever. I don't want to die. Or I want to be healthy forever, which is very normal for most people. So it is a kind of craving for eternalism. So for those who, let's say, enter states of concentration, states of peace, that I want to remain in this calm state forever. And also, there is a certain kind of clinging and craving. So this is delusion. So we have three kinds of craving. So right thought is basically the opposite. Doing the reverse. Doing the reverse. So thoughts of non-anger would be, for example, loving kindness, goodwill, wish all beings well. Then the second right thought you can have, thoughts of non-greed. Thoughts of non-greed. So things like practicing generosity or thinking of impermanence. Or the third one, thoughts of non-delusion. That's basically wisdom. So you can contemplate on impermanence, contemplate on non-self, this kind of reflections. So these are the right thoughts. So some people think, I practice Buddhism like meditation, no thinking. So you sit there, no thinking. Not true. We have the Eightfold Path. You need to have right thoughts, right thinking. If you sit there and don't think, is what we do before we go to sleep. Right? Before we sleep, what we do? Don't try to think of anything, right? Then we can sleep. If you start to think, then cannot sleep already. Correct? So, you need to have right thoughts. So if let's say I can give you some food for thought or stir some kind of thought process in you, what is he saying? Does it make sense or not? Okay, it's part of the process already. You're practicing right thought. So you don't have to be like seated full lotus and close your eyes. You can do it in all postures. You can do it on all postures. So practicing the Dhamma is actually very holistic one. Some people think, okay, only when I sit down or only after I become a monk, then can meditate, then can practice, then can reach enlightenment. Which is not 100% true. So we have these things together in the Eightfold Path. We covered two already: right speech, right action, right livelihood. So earlier on, the abbot, he gave you all the 5 precepts, right? 5 precepts. So basically that's about it. Avoid killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and this avoid intoxicants, right? But if you talk about the more complete set, right speech, you have 4 kind of right speech. Avoid lying, avoid harsh speech, avoid idle chatter, avoid divisive speech, right? So some people think, I want to achieve inner peace. Then you come here and practice, come here to do chanting or come here to meditate. Then once you step outside, start to curse and swear, start to scold vulgar language. And no, you can't reach inner peace. No way. Right? Some people can come here for meditation session, 2 hours, 7 to 9, afternoon sit for 2 to 5, then go outside, behave like hooligan. Right? So that's not the way. It's like a person, physical fitness, for example. A person go to the gym, spend, 1 or 2 hours exercising. Once they step out of the gym, they eat all kinds of junk food, all the oily food, take all the abusive substances. It's not promoting health. No way, not promoting health. So all this, we are talking about creating positive intentions, planting wholesome seeds every moment. Whether you're sitting in meditation or whether you're outside, every moment we are creating karmas. So it's a choice whether we are creating good karmas or bad karmas. Okay, maybe for lay person, working person, maybe for entrepreneurs, you have this concept of passive income. Heard before, passive income. You don't have to go to your office, but still can make money. Yeah, passive income. So it's something like that. You don't have to be like, come for a formal session to create good karma. Every moment, even if you're outside the temple, you're at home, you're at work, every moment you're creating karma. If you don't observe your right behavior, then you're creating bad karma. If you're not watching your thoughts, then you're creating bad karma. So it's every moment. It's not about whether you step into the temple or not. It's every moment. All right. So then we have the last three: right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So effort means every moment. You need to deliberately generate the wholesome thought. So earlier on we talked about taking refuge, right? Think of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. What do you mean by refuge? Most of the time, our refuge is in the sensual pleasure. Think of the nice things, nice food, nice holiday. Later on, after the temple, where should I go? Where to go for supper? So all these things are refuge in material things. Refuge in your money, refuge in your assets. So all these are not going to bring you long-lasting happiness. So when we talk about taking refuge in the triple gem, for example, in the Thai tradition, we think of the Buddho, reflect on Buddho. That means we come back, recite Buddho, Buddho, Buddho. So that's one way to promote right effort. Every moment, come back, come back. Where is your true refuge? Every moment, need to remind yourself, right? So this is part of right effort. So we can define as the four kinds of right effort. Anything unwholesome, if you have them, try to remove it. Try to overcome it. Thoughts of greed, thoughts of anger, jealousy, whatever it is, try to remove it. And if you do not have them, if they do not appear, very good, don't let it arise. Do not let them appear. So that's the second kind of right effort. And the third kind of right effort, if you do not have wholesome thoughts, for example, compassion, loving kindness, wisdom, then you go and develop them. And the fourth kind of right effort, if you already have these wholesome qualities, continue to perfect them. Continue to maintain and perfect them. So this is part of right effort. And then we have the right mindfulness, which is the number 7. 7 noble path. 7 factor. Is the four foundation of mindfulness. Nowadays, people mix up mundane mindfulness and right mindfulness. Sometimes got to do with language, especially when Buddhism go to Thailand or China, then you have translations issue. Then when you talk about sati and then the sammasati, you get mixed up. So normal mindfulness would be like, okay, you know how many, this is the hall, where you left your slippers, where you put your keys. So that's normal, mundane kind of mindfulness. A person can have very poor memory and even reach enlightenment. For example, this Venerable Chula Pandaka. He may not have the worldly, mundane kind of mindfulness, but he can reach enlightenment. He cannot remember chanting. All the chanting, the things he's been taught, he forget, everything forget. But the Buddha said, okay, come, you cannot remember anything, right? Give him a white piece of cloth, ask him to wipe something, and he got enlightened. He got enlightened. Then another case study, Venerable Ananda, foremost in memory. So in this sense, perfect mundane mindfulness, superb memory, can remember all the teachings of the Buddha, but he's the last one to reach enlightenment amongst all the Buddha's disciples. Last monk to reach enlightenment, right? So to a stark contrast. So mindfulness means every moment, whatever you do, wherever you place your attention, be it your body, your feelings, your state of mind, you can always be mindful of impermanence. So that's the definition of right mindfulness. Whatever posture you're in, wherever you place your attention, be it a big area, small area, expanded mind, restricted mind, wherever you place your attention, always be mindful of impermanence. So this is right mindfulness. So this one is all together, It's not like, okay, I sit here, you sit here, listen to the teaching, makes sense. So for 1 second, you try to follow Then the next moment, okay, the mind go back to square one. That means no right effort. So every moment need to keep generating right thoughts. Either you think of your meditation theme or think of impermanence, then that will lead to reduction of craving. And eventually the last of the Eightfold Path is called right concentration. So right concentration is defined as the 4 jhanas. I won't talk about it because requires probably a more intense session. So the takeaway in this talk is to keep on generating right thought every moment, not just here, later on, outside also. So that's the end of the sharing. Thank you.